Greetings to you. We are the deep space consciousness. Yeah, it's filled with longevity, life expectancy, different beings. Yes, cat and mouse beings connected to each other. Reason we are here, yes. Basically, think of deep space or space in general as experiments. Everything is experimental. You don't have to look at it that way. You can see it as intervention. Some don't like the word experiments, but yes, here on your world at this time is at a kind of like a standstill. Whereas for many, it is healing from the past. The war has had plenty of that, and it is quieting it down to see more of its future. So that's what many of you are like. You're seated here to allow the future to be more clear, not as violent, more higher frequency. It just it's like you put a stop to a lot of the wars. Notice the wars aren't as prominent as they used to be. They're trying, but they keep failing. Now, yes, the population is going through its own extinction currently, and that's normal, unfortunately, or fortunately, however you want to look at it. There is a change in population, but as deep space connections, we can pretty much, of course, we can't get into all details, but we can connect to most things. So if you have questions, please, happy to answer.
Hello, greetings.
Greetings to you.
The deep state. I just went off on a tangent with Donald Rumsfeld, but I think that's a little too heavy right off the bat. But I was curious to know about the energies of deep space and how they compare to what we have here on our planet. Now, when I think of deep space, I think of like like the delirium catching over, and people
Yes.
start seeing illusions, and the mind plays games.
Yes.
Is that similar, or desert energy to
Yes.
deep space?
Yes. Similar. Yes. Yes. Like our message yesterday, it is kind of like the boonies. It is a place where it's the desert, but it's in space. Where yes, we have kind of questionable worlds and also have a high vibrational planet. So yes, it is a place where the unknown is everywhere. And around your world, it's more normal from for a universe's perspective. But when you go further out, it gets stranger and psychedelic, you could say.
Yeah, yeah. You start seeing, like oases and, having spirit vision quests and things like that. I was
Yes.
just um, curious to know, is there any particular point on this planet that's like most akin to, like the energies that resonate that we're talking about?
Resonate in what way? What is? Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm understanding your question exactly. What's
No, yeah, I'm just looking for like a specific place, location, desert. The one thing that I was,
desert? Oh, in your world?
yeah,
The Sahara.
yeah, the Eye of the Sahara specifically is some.
That is a part of it. That is where a lot of strange anomalies occur.
I'm wondering, is there technology under that area?
Yes, but difficult to get to. There's even in Star Trek there is when the ship goes out to at least in more the next generation where it goes out into the unknown where people
Uh-huh.
start disappearing or seeing their grandmother for some reason
Yeah,
or they see strange anomalies. That is where we are coming
right,
from.
right. It's like they did like a parody of that of getting sucked into a black hole in a cartoon, and a similar kind of thing where you start
Correct.
seeing visions and things. You
Yes.
know.
Actually, all of Africa is kind of like an anomaly. It's still not your normal. Anything can happen there. It can happen anywhere, but Africa is more likely for anything strange to occur.
Okay, yeah, definitely. Like prehistoric energies there.
Yes, not even your government, even your elite can figure some of the things out that occurs. They don't make everything public for many different reasons.
Right, right. Including our history as well.
Well, even like your sand, like your deserts are like universal particles of the universe. You can say just it's place for anomalies to occur. Yes, illusions and things of that kind, as you've probably heard. It's usually that's where the illusions occur, normally out in the desert lands.
Is there like an influence on that, like specifically, or is that just the elements, the energies of that area in general?
It is, yes, creation. Creation, other consciousness come through, other beings come through. They just find your world. They're not looking for it. They just appear here, and their energies shift the realities.
So it's like a crossroads of realities, and
yes, it's that's where it most likely happens on other places, but the desert is easiest for it to occur.
interesting. All right, very cool. Thank you for that.
I mean, even the oceans even the oceans are very similar to anomalies. When you're out in sea for a long time, you start seeing things, hallucinating.
Yeah, sailors, sailing to their death and things like that, right?
Yes, exactly.
All right, thank you for that. Blessings.
Yes, blessings.
So if you are few and far between, I take it your consciousness. So your consciousness of beings or consciousness of the general absence, long, it's far away.
Matter. I am matter.
Oh, okay.
So.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, I don't have a question for you. I wanted to know if you chose to be there, but I guess,
you can choose to incarnate into the universe itself. Yes, as a planet, that is usually the higher vibrations. As a star, of course, stars and planets are pretty much the same. They have different functions, of course. Yeah, as a black hole, you could be a consciousness. Usually, a black hole is consciousness of many things. A universe is usually consciousness of many, just like an ocean. It has different types, but it can all talk as one consciousness, though.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
So deep space is more of anomalies, magic energies. Yes, just like the Twilight Zone, as you want to call it.
And the reason that it is because it allows these anomalies and strange things to go on because there's so little there. Is that it? Is it?
Yeah. It's like patterns. It's where like your reality is not, the consciousness is not that strong there. It's a lot looser. So anything can come through. Here where you are is very protected. So there's a lot going on to make sure, yes, it might not be where you would like it to go, but it is a lot of attentions to it. Out where I am,
it's the Wild West.
Nobody's paying attention.
Okay, so it's the Wild West. You can do whatever you want.
And it gets interesting because all different types of beings come in from other universes, and then they come to your planet and do all kinds of things.
Okay. Wow.
Right. Yeah. Your world. Yeah. Your aliens are for protecting your world, but there's all kind of strange alien beings that your aliens have never met before, which would be quite the scene. Yeah, there are giant beings that you do not see, but it can cause weather anomalies here very easily.
Oh, cool. Okay.
They don't really disrupt it too much, like solar flares. People are always afraid of. Things could happen. So some of the aliens even get worried about beings coming causing havoc here. That's where you get the fear here of solar flares or things of that kind. You're feeling the paranoia from some alien energies. It does happen.
Wow. Thank you. Go ahead, Michael.
Yes, I'm a big fan of Alex Collar and story about the moon, how it was made and it was brought here before the Earth, and it's a satellite, and so anyway, I was just discussing it with somebody else, and I kind of feel my intuition that that's how it was, but there's a lot of other theories. Could you explain?
Well, it's kind of like a good luck charm. It helps your physical realm exist because it is a physical creation. So it's connected to your sun. So physicality can occur here still. So you're not going to, yes, I believe some are saying it's moving backward, it's moving away from the earth. And that is true for more higher dimensional energies to come through. So you're transitioning to more of a higher frequency level. The moon is just, it's as far as I know, it's older than the earth. It is, yes, created, but it's been created by it's been destroyed almost and put back together again. It's been just, it has a lot of history to it from other places. Of course, your world does too. But just has, a uniqueness to keep your world the way it is. There's also a lot of ape energies there. There's a lot of different humanoid energies connected to it. As their civilizations are humanoid. One of them is the ape being. One is a cat being. Other is a reptilian being. And fish people are connected to it. You don't hear about them for all. The cattle,
Okay.
you don't hear about them for all.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. Well, the was it in your Alice in Wonderland, the cashier cat or whatever, however you name it? Yeah, those cats. That the Cheshire, I can't pronounce it correctly, but
Cheshire.
Cheshire cat, yes,
Yeah,
that is
Cheshire
out
cat.
in the anomalies. That's a strange anomaly. That's what you was Alice in Wonderland realm is out where I am.
Oh, shit.
Psychedelic realm. And some
Okay,
people have to take
cool.
things like that. Take a cookie and turn into something.
Okay, thank you. I think Lisa has a
Yes.
question.
So the blue hue that's behind the moon, can you talk more about that?
Yes, that's an anomaly. It's to keep your consciousness going here.
Is
So
it a being?
it's a more of a consciousness. It's a Palladian energy, if I could say, protection of the Earth.
Okay.
It's protecting the entire Earth. It's kind of like a blue beam coming from the moon to your Earth. So,
Okay. It is it involved with our incarnation cycles?
yes, it connects you to the sun, so life here can be at where it's at today.
Okay, so there is a story about how the Earth was bigger and it was kind of another planet came in, chopped kind of part of the Earth off, and that section became the moon. And the other part basically caught on fire and came back together and became what is Earth. Is there any truth to that story?
Yes, there is. The Earth has been much larger in its past, and it has particles of it detached from itself. Due to wars, due to just basically it going through, you could say, puberty, it like detach itself from its old self, kind of like it's, kind of like the butterfly effect. It's turning into a butterfly, I could say. So it released its shell, which is, yes, part of the moon. Not all of the moon. The moon has many elements connected to it. But yes, it's why your world is so complicated.
Okay, so I don't get the negative effects of the moon. I get its great beauty and it being huge. I don't know if that's from being a higher dimensional being or if it's from, I'm remembering from a time long ago.
Yeah, you're seeing it more of as pure connection. But it does have like a magnetic energy to it to keep the physical realm the way it is. So yeah, it has like even has a sound to it. It's like there's polarity to the earth. It's kind of like hold the Earth in an amnesia state.
Okay.
But your
Is
connections
it?
your connections are very much Andromedan. I believe it's others, but I see that your Andromedan side sees things a little bit differently.
Okay, that's new for me. Is it a particular lifetime or
Just a collective energy. Oh,
no?
basically,
From my Andromedan.
no, not a particular lifetime. It's just that you're protecting, the Earth through the moon's energy. So you see the
Okay.
good. It's protecting the Earth. It does have manipulative qualities to it, but it also has a lot of positive qualities also, especially when it's connected to the oceans.
Ah, the fish.
Yeah.
The beauty of the moonlight on the water.
Well, it's
Go
keeping.
ahead.
Well, it's what you don't see. It's keeping everything together.
So like the
Kind of important.
tides.
Yeah, if the moon just disappeared, yeah, everything would fall apart. Right now.
So the gravitational pull.
Yeah.
Is it a buffer between us and Ra?
Not necessarily. Is Ra the sun?
One
No,
of
Ra has
them.
nothing to do with it. No, Ra has nothing to do with it. Really. I mean, Ra is a belief
Okay.
system.
Okay. Go ahead, Bobby. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, you were mentioning earlier the Cheshire Cat and its connections with deep space, and randomly one of the channelings I had was mentioned. I have a connection with the Cheshire. Can you share a little bit more in depth on that connection? I didn't really get into it.
Well, yeah, it's having knowledge of other, anomal, strange realms, and be able to bring that realm into, your physical. Basically, so you have your way. That's like to give you an idea what you're connected to.
Right.
But yeah, you're bringing in another universal consciousness here.
So it's like a trickster energy. Like, what does the Cheshire do? What is it?
The one in the Alice in Wonderland is more of a trickster, but what you're doing is not trickster. I don't see.
All right. Is
It
there
has some more qualities of just bringing in another reality.
like what kind of beings does it work with?
All kinds.
All kinds.
That would be difficult to go through all
It's
that.
like a free agent in itself. It just
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it takes different shapes. It can be a human, it can be anything. It could be a frog, it could be whatever it
Right.
wants. It just has the form it took to people to understand what it is.
And what dimension are they usually?
Usually fourth dimension.
Okay, so astral kind of realms, things like that.
Yeah, they can go higher, but usually right now it's see, that's the thing. Many are like wanting to go to the fifth dimension. Fourth dimension is where all the strangeness is.
Right.
Maybe too strange. You're sleeping, you wake up, and you're on another planet. Depending on who you're connected to.
I think that's how I wake up sometimes in the morning feeling.
Yeah. Those that want to go to the fifth dimension have had enough of the fourth dimension because it's always playing tricks on them.
Yeah, they just want to skip over it, right?
Yeah, well, that doesn't work that way. It finds a way. It makes the fifth dimension like the fourth dimension.
Yeah, if necessary, right?
So it's something that, many that want to go to the fifth dimension, they still have a lot of clearing to do. They just want to jump over. It's like when you skip a grade. You can skip the grade if you're ready for it. But if you're just keeping looking at that grade all the time, if you're in 10th grade, want to be in the 12th grade. But if you're not moved there, you don't belong there.
Right.
So some of them have had glimpses of the fifth dimension, but they got kicked. You can say they got kicked out. Like, you still have a lot to learn here.
That's interesting because so many people think that we're going just skipping the fourth and going to the fifth directly. We have this idea here of like, no, the fourth isn't really important, and so you're saying that it is important.
It is important. You are going through it now, and that's where a lot of tests are there. Many want to skip it, but it's just getting started here. I mean, many of you are bringing that fourth dimensional knowledge. It's not necessarily trickster energy. It's another way of life. It's just fifth dimension can get kind of boring. Fourth dimension, Yes, you have grays, you have reptilians, you have all, and there's so much there that needs to be healed.
There's still
And
more mystery, right?
you can bring them in here too. I mean, when you have a conversation with them, I mean, it seems like you're working towards that. I mean, if you keep worrying about reptilians manipulating your reality, you'll have to confront that eventually.
Yeah, part of me is so I'll say frustrated at this idea of blaming all these reptilians
Yes.
and going. It's like
Mhm.
you're doing the same thing of
Right.
fear and
Right.
well, like anger at control or something, rather than understanding and going, well, okay, it can be true, but how much of the truth are you going to spend your life, energy putting it towards that, when you can go off and do something else that might be a little more beneficial?
Yeah, exactly. Somebody gets they get so disconnected from, they just get almost like a church mentality.
Yeah, yeah,
Where it just like, that's the devil. The reptilians are the devil, but
yeah.
they
We just
are the teachers. Yeah, they are
we
the
just
teachers.
exchanged one for the other. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's, yes, if they're always blaming them, so that's something the soul has to go through to heal that. You can't just go into the fifth dimension and still have that problem blaming them. You need to come, full center to it.
Yeah, it's just another way of giving your power to them. If you
Correct.
someone to blame, you just make an
Yeah.
excuse.
Blame. Yeah. It's all blaming. Yes.
All right, yeah, that's like spiritual maturity, and people need to look themselves in the mirror before pointing a finger.
Yes. Correct. It's just, and that's what the spiritual community has a lot to learn. Yes, you get higher vibrations, but you still have to heal your reptilian problem.
Yeah, exactly. Heal it by
Very
loving.
strong.
But
Yeah, I mean, especially when they have children that act like the Greys,
yeah.
which many do, and then they heal it. Some do.
Go
You
ahead,
got
Michael.
you got a problem with them? There's a whole bunch of them. Yes.
Yeah, I was wanting to talk about the Orion Wars. I want to tell you what I know, and maybe you can clear up. So it
Mhm.
lasted for 600,000 years,
Mhm.
and the reptilians and the Zetas were battling the humans on planet Lyra, and so it lasted 600,000 years until they they just got tired of, and the planet was destroyed. So the human race was a higher vibration, obviously, uh, and they just went off to the Andromeda, Pleiadians, and wherever. It was the Zetas and the Reptilians that did a lot of the dirty work for the Orions, and the Orions were, there was something else that was manipulating the Orions to start the war. Is that somewhat correct,
Well,
or
well, there's always more than just reptilians and zetas want to just cause havoc. A lot of elemental beings are known to be just as powerful or more powerful. They all get together and they, but the felines, they felt, the felines kind of went too far in controlling, because even the reptilians are here minding their own business, and then feline beings come here. It's like, we don't want you here. It's like, well, we're not hurting anybody. And then the felines kind of reacted to them in a negative way. So there's countless different stories of this. The Ryan beings are, yes, there's a lot of darkness there. You can say they feel misunderstood. So they're going to hold on to this planet until humanity realizes what they're dealing with here. And right now, humans are just, many don't believe in it, but you are going to a time of allowing more galactic knowledge to come in. It's just, do they even want to reveal it? But you are getting to a level where you can like achieve a download. Like you can get it's all a spiritual war basically. So there's countless realities for this, but yes, it is accurate, but there's still more to that whole Lyra. Yes, Lyra was destroyed, seen as a martyr. Just it's like with death there brought more life here. This world got more advanced, well, more complicated, maybe. But the humans, there's always been humans in Andromeda and other planets. It just increased it.
Okay.
There's more to the story than what's being told, of course. There's always more.
Okay.
But the Earth
Awesome.
human here has been one of the advanced humans due to DNA. It advanced itself very. I mean, of course, you have Palladian beings that are pretty advanced, and they're advanced in DNA, but then their souls have a lot to learn. Some of them, they can be a beautiful being and still have the soul of a 12-year-old. And be like 200, 300 years old. So
Well, they got
yeah.
Yeah, they got a lot of karma to pay for when they were on this planet.
Some do. Yeah. The Atlanteans have the most karma. The Atlanteans truly, and there are a lot of the Atlanteans are still here. They never went away. They just integrated into the Egyptians, the Arab world, Israel. They're still around.
And Babylon, right?
Babylon. Mm-hmm.
And a quick question while you're talking about the Atlanteans. I got in my hand, I have a Lemurian quartz, but I think it's more Atlantis. Because when I picked it up, I felt a lot of, I don't know, but would you know if this is from Atlantis?
Yes, it feels that way. And even you're a star being. So you're obviously, but you're a star being that doesn't have to have like a title. It feels like you come into worlds like this or anywhere. Well, you can give yourself a title, but you're not always associated with Palladian or Syrian or anything like that. You're like an individual being. There's no real one title you go by, is what I can pick up on.
And you're talking about me?
Yeah, for you, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I know it sounds not too exciting. That'll open up eventually. It seems like there's a block there for you to know more, at least at this moment. There's a lot of mystery to your soul that, yes, you're healing. You are brave to go through your deep healing, which is good. You're just taking it all in. It's like instead of just stretching it out through lifetime to lifetime, you just say, let's just get this over with. And that's what this lifetime is.
Yes.
So you're actually going very deep into your soul. And others don't understand it.
Yes. Wow. Thanks. That's I didn't know that. Well,
yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you went through a lot of war. You already know.
Wars. Yes.
Yeah, and it just instead of just so you're healing it now, and others you probably caused difficulty with. They might have problems with you. Like you wonder why you have an attraction to a certain person, female, male, a lot of times female. It's probably because you caused them a lot of trouble in their past life. And you don't remember, but slowly those memories will come back. So, yeah.
Okay, thank you. Blessings.
Blessings.
So as Orion passes over your house at night, when I look up in the sky and Orion, the constellation Orion is there, are they passing on energies to us?
Yes. One thing about you have a protection around you. So you don't deal with a lot of manipulations that's going through any being, or even the moon for that matter. It's like you have this shield around yourself, which is good. Because some people would see Orion come by as like, oh man. Then you get all moody and things like that.
Yes, because I'm one of those beings that wants to skip fourth and just go straight into the fifth. I'm tired of playing this good versus evil.
Yeah. Well, you have earned it though, so that's different. Even in this life, you're working through it. So you didn't just skip it. Your life, you're still part of fourth, but you are more going into fifth even now. That's what I see.
And I do a lot of study and I do a lot of research, and then sometimes things come to me. Like you were talking about Atlantis. and you have white magic and you have black magic, but it's still a survival of one
Yes.
versus the other. So one is protecting their group and another one is protecting their group. Like it's like I have reptilian in my house and I also have an elemental family in my house. And it's either we all get along or we blow this place up, and where do we go next? And I think as a society, we're doing exactly that right now. There's nowhere to run. There's nowhere to go.
Yes, but
so we're gonna.
Yeah. Well, about the Atlanteans, they found about powers about themselves they did not know existed. So when they discovered these abilities, they discovered within the Earth's atmosphere. They changed. They kind of morphed into different type of beings. Like some became kind of disformed or magic beings, and they didn't know how to handle it. Now, some Atlanteans were still Atlanteans, but others became like more magician beings, and that's where you get your occult and all that. So
I have a strong attraction to Merlin, and I know in previous lives I have worked in tandem with Merlin. I know there's a book that is hidden that is kind of a recipe book or a collection book that I'm still looking for.
Well, Merlin is one of the few magicians. See, he did exist, but think of like him like a collective also. Meaning that a lot has been removed from your past, whereas there's been more collective of magician beings, several thousands.
But I get kind of like a Cheshire Cat vibe from it.
Yeah.
Because of his personality, but also of what he went through during the lives that he was here.
Yeah, he was very selfish at times.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you're so connected to the earth, you get frustrated, you can make people disappear, reappear, usually make them disappear. And the female that the sorcerer, I can't remember her name right now, that he was battling, they're kind of in a relationship. I don't have her name though.
From what I understand, I was more of his sidekick, the person behind him.
Yes. Oh, interesting. It was a male lifetime.
Yeah. It's kind of like I think I'm kind of repeating that, where it's making up the recipe in this lifetime, and he is kind of the front man. He's kind of the salesman.
Well, think of it also. Your lifetimes here, when you're talking about going into the fifth dimension, your lifetimes here brought you closer to the fifth dimension. Even this lifetime brought you closer.
But there was some healing as well, right?
Oh, of course, yes.
And then we're talking about the Egyptian, going into the Egyptian, and the magic there. I've been from another private session with Ivan researching Ramses, and found out that Ramses also carries the gene for a particular type of arthritis that I have.
Yes.
So is there a lifetime connection, and is there a DNA connection?
Well, yes. Because of that Ramses connection, that arthritis has been with you countless lifetimes. It's with your soul. It's kind of like a memory of that lifetime. So, yeah, you can have an ailment like arthritis. It's a cell memory that is like a tattoo. You don't want to let it go.
Is it something that stops me? Slows me down?
With good reason, though. I believe it's just there to stop you so you can see what's going on around you.
Yeah, because I have a tendency to move too fast.
Yeah, exactly.
How was I?
Yeah, exactly.
How was I related to Ramses II?
Relationship energy, I see.
One of his females?
Yes. But
okay.
Mentor also, they're kind of keeping a lot of it hidden, but yeah, we just see relationship there. Yeah.
All right. So as I'm researching Ramses, I get a random text message from someone who says I met them on a dating app, which is not true. But he called me Kaya, and I know there was an Egyptian princess Kaya.
Yeah.
Was there a reason why that was brought to my attention?
Yeah, I believe it was a spirit being, or it was a person that sent you that text, but a spirit being was influencing them.
Okay. And
So,
what is it that they want me to know about Kaya? I know
well,
she was a princess. Was I her
yeah,
child or was I Kaya?
I believe you were that person.
Okay.
Yeah, because if you were a child, I don't think it would come in that abruptly. It wouldn't show up like that. You probably wouldn't get that message at all.
Was Kaya the last of that magical energy that was in
Yes.
Egypt?
Hmm.
Okay.
That was
That
after Ramses, or after Moses left, actually. A lot of it was dying down after that.
okay. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Yeah, Moses took it, what we can say.
Okay. Go ahead, Tristan. Thank you.
Yes.
That's majorly cool there, Lisa. Wow. I have a question actually in terms of her arthritis, or what we keep bringing back with us in lifetimes. You mentioned that it's to slow her down, so we we choose to have these. I want to say defaults, or not defaults. These problems. Sorry, I'm thinking these um, conditions that control our lives over and over again. Um, that we think is just a normal thing of our body, but this is actually is this like a plan so that this keeps her from going too fast, which Lisa does like doing. And so
Mhm.
if she somehow gets rid of this arthritis, um, will that be a step um, uh, in her ascension or whatever it is, or is this an actually really good thing to keep around for her? That's the question.
Well, for example, you heal the arthritis, that means you've learned what you needed to learn by having it. So
Okay.
everything that you learned with it's like, okay, I figured it out. I don't need it anymore. And you can, yes, be slower. You don't have to go so fast anymore. Part of that is the fairy energy. Fairies want to go faster and speed of light.
Right. So
And
Think
think
about
so my
okay.
spirit guides are all three female, all three fairy of the Fey world. And I'm so tired of this repeat of good versus evil, protecting what you have from someone else invading it. Because if you think if you're in the you're riding in on your black horse and you're going to take over that other tribe and expand your world instead of learning how to work
Have what you
together
have.
to improve your situation. Can Americans trade with Canadians in a fashion that everybody
Wins. It's not. Yeah, it's not a
wins?
question. Yeah,
Yes.
it's not a question
Well,
of. Yeah. Sorry.
well, yes, you're bringing in fifth dimensional knowledge by wanting to end those conflicts.
But she also wants to, with her fairy energy. It's also a question of learning to equalize or manage our different energies in a way that uh, allows us to remain centered as things are going on. As she wants to skip forward. I'm speaking for you, Lisa, but anyway, because it's like, oh, I find this all frustrating. But then, okay, but you have to, before moving forward, you also have to develop the other calmer energies um, to not be doing this very like, well, let's just do this. Let's just do this.
Yes. Right.
Yeah, okay.
Well, yeah, like in your example, for you, you can go up because you have a calm energy. You can
Yeah.
go up to the higher dimensions without even trying. You just remove a thought that's been blocking you. But you might keep that thought in to keep you where you are right now. And then when you're done with it, you just let it go.
I feel like that I put that block. I feel like I have to ask permission to go higher. that
Yeah.
I put that block there so that if I go higher, if I don't have that block there and I go higher, my tolerance for what is here now, I won't have any.
Yes, right. Well, yeah, because
Does
there's
that
less
make
instead of
sense?
Yes. Mhm.
But I give you permission.
Thank
Well,
you, darling.
You might give him
You're welcome.
permission, but you can't remove that block.
No. But no, but that's interesting. Where, but you're Lisa, if you're keeping the block for something that keep you here, which is what it's there for,
Mhm.
um, you still have to get rid of that block in order to go forward. So how are you going to decide when?
Well,
Well, did that
the block
block
is there for a reason. The block is there.
is the
Sorry,
block there to hold me in place so
Lord,
I can help bring in energy?
well, it's so you can't. The block is there so you don't miss a turn.
Gotcha.
So it's
It's
free
like
to get off the interstate.
it's like training wheels in
So
some
you don't
respect.
miss something. Yeah, because you want to just go, but you're here for specific reasons to see something. So it's free to take that turn in life.
Okay.
So
Yeah, that makes sense.
and you can
'Cause
go
I'm-
into a dimension all you want, but if you start making the same mistakes, again, you have to come back into the third to do it again, eventually. So
Yeah,
Oh,
I
interesting.
don't want to
Oh, yeah.
repeat this because I
Yeah.
definitely don't want to repeat, the first marriage. So
Oh,
I need to get that healed and get rid of that and quit repeating that. Also on soul memory, every time we come through and we have karma, how does that add to our soul memory?
It always adds to it. Yeah, you have to make peace with it for it to disconnect from you. So when you've learned what you need to learn from it, let's go. If you haven't learned from it, it's going to hold on to you for a while.
Well, what about from the other side? What if you've let go, but the other side hasn't let go and you're still drug into it,
Yeah, you have to.
trying to heal them?
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, then you're there for a while. They're there until they're done. They can go to other lifetimes also.
Yeah, I think that's happened many times.
Yeah,
And
that
I
person
think I'm
could
going to
be.
be,
Yeah, that person can be your
I
dog, your cat, your brother, your sister, whatever, and so they can clear that out.
time to get selfish, Lisa.
Well,
yeah, okay.
yeah, because they connect to your soul.
It's that light. It's that bright light. It's that angelic light. Okay, so getting selfish, I took in a really young kitten that I think the mother abandoned at work. Did I accept this kitten or did I bring this kitten to me?
Well, you brought it to you, right? I mean, you accepted it, so yes, you accepted it.
Did the mother reject it?
No,
Or did I ask for more help?
no, it just was a gift. You needed it more than she did.
Okay. So
Oh,
I guess this is
that's
something we
sweet.
took over in astral.
Yes.
That's sweet.
So did he want to come?
Yes. I think you might be overthinking it a little bit. Yes.
Well, I want, yeah, it's all in the lesson. I'm going to get off. Go ahead, Michael.
No, we're still talking to Tristan, I believe.
No,
I don't
no,
think
that's
it's finished up.
No, go ahead, Michael. Thanks. I like this.
Yeah, this question, of course, wouldn't be towards. It would be a physical, but like I'm always interested in martial arts,
Mhm.
and especially Muay Thai and like judo, jujitsu, and stuff like that. Okay,
Mhm.
and I know that there's so many beings that are peaceful and that don't have physical bodies, but how did we get that knowledge? Like some of these ancient martial arts, not the brawling like a reptilian, it just go in there and rip your arms off and bite you. I'm talking about the
Spiritual
skill.
arts. Those are spiritual
Yes.
arts, yes. Well, it helps that came a lot from the Arcturians. Now, other beings might contribute to it also, but a lot of us are Arcturian. For for you to work with the mind, work with dimensions, realities, to go take warfare to its next level. Like the ninja disappears.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where it's basically to protect the human in a more spiritual way. And yes, they can combat matter. They can take their, they can cut through pretty much not everything, but just about. Yeah, they basically figured out the mind through combat. Some souls need to go through that. They can't figure anything out, but they can do martial arts and things like Jet Li or whoever else is connected to that. Yeah, it's like that's how they operate. It's like when you're doing like martial arts and all that, they usually keep it like they go to worlds like this so they can use it. So they incarnate here over and over, teachers, whatever it is, to help humanity evolve. So, but
Yeah, because
mostly for the physical, though. Yes.
so 9 years of Muay Thai, it has strengthened me. Because when I started, I was wanting to like just mess people up, but at the tail end of it, you learn a lot. It's not all about, but well, anyway, get off that. Sure, I was wanting to know if you see any cool aliens to talk about that we have not discovered, or in your, where you're at, that you could, anything cool that we haven't talked about that you could tell us.
Well, there's countless ones. I mean, there's Alpha Centauri beings that is connected to your Indiana Jones, connected to much of your fiction that's here. Worlds that are just, kind of just adventure worlds. When you're like an adventurer. Robinson Crusoe, things like that. Alpha Centauri has a lot of planets that are similar to Earth, but more, where humans can actually do those things and not get too hurt, where they're a little bit more upgraded. So that's Alpha Centauri. I believe that's where you need to connect to. Really
Would that be kind of like his SSP adventures?
That's more of other versions of Earth. But yes, it's similar. Those are other versions of Earth, though.
So is some of our fantasy fiction, whatever you want to call it, some of that came through the SSP, didn't it?
Yes, a lot of it did, yes. Well, they came through their fiction to help advance your society. Asimov was a part of that, and Asimov seems to be a strong one there. There's others, but Asimov's coming. That's a science fiction writer.
And speaking of the SSP, as that black goo that we have been trying to keep away from Earth, has it made its way to Earth?
Yes, it's already here. I wouldn't worry about it. Somebody put so much into it. I mean, it's another part of creation. That's all. It has AI connected to it.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's not the end of the world or anything.
Like the inner Earth, higher dimensional beings, or would it be like in some of the countries, the hive mind?
Yes, I mean there are black goo. Like there's rivers of it in Agartha, and other realities.
Okay.
Or yes, you can connect to another realm basically. It's a place, like a dark forest. It's like, be careful you go there. Who knows where you're going to connect to there. They don't call it the black goo though. That's something you have to. That's an Earth definition. It has many properties to it though.
Speaking of dark force, CC has a question for you. Are you related to dark matter?
Yes.
And if so, has CERN created dark matter?
No, they think they can penetrate it and manipulate it and see other realities with it. Of course, some people can get when CERN turns on and people shift their reality. Now it depends on where they are spiritually. They can see a lot more. Most of your scientists just see
more science.
more, yeah. But those that are metaphysically open, yeah, they can see all kinds of strange things. Other
She also,
timelines and all. It is there to move people to a different timeline. It's not very successful.
okay, it's kind of like is it a blunt instrument, not a fine-tuned.
Well, it's turned on and then you can see more. Yeah, depending on
Okay.
how tuned you are. So it does have a it is a very strange anomaly to be here because they're trying to shift timelines to their favor. It's not working though.
It's not working. She asks, "Is CERN satanic?"
Yeah, but it doesn't have the power that it wants to. It's been
Okay.
stopped. It's kind of like a flashlight now.
Okay.
It
All
makes
that money
noise.
and it's a little flashlight.
It makes noises. It does things, but it's just for third dimensional stuff. It's not going to just wipe your world out. It could. It can definitely shift the vibration of your planet big time, cause earthquakes, all kinds of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's not going to though.
Is it like a toy equivalent of a real thing, or is
Oh, no, it is a real. Yeah, it is seen as a toy, you can say, but it shows you where your elites. How first off, that's their land, Switzerland. To put that there, because they don't want to go anywhere else. They want it right in their backyard, so they can work on it. So it's still an important project, but it's not used for the greater good yet.
okay.
Not yet, at least.
It's like the front that they put on makes it feel like they're in more control than they really are. Like they're very arrogant about the position that they're in, and that's the front they like to put on. But it seems, like it's just I forgot what I was gonna go with this. So don't wipe me out while I was gonna finish my statement.
Well, they can be stopped. Yeah, they cross the line all the time, but they cross it too far. Yeah, they get stopped. Human trafficking energy that's been there for a long time, and that itself has its own experiences connected to it. That's why it exists. It has a positive reason. It's horrible, but also
I mean, do they want to be healed at this point? Are they willing to accept that olive branch if it were to ever be presented to them, or are they beyond that point? Are they just going to ride it to the ground until the very end? Or is there any kind of like seeing the light for their soul? That's what I'm getting to.
Well, yeah, a lot of them, yeah, they're going to, yeah, some of them they dislike the power, but some of them do jump ship. It's like we're done with it. And they go to more of the lighter side. And yes, their longevity isn't there anymore. They die out, but that's okay.
Because I feel like some of them just gone in so deep that they don't feel like there's any way to be healed,
Right. Yeah, some of them just completely psychotic. Like American Psycho. Yeah, some of them that's an act. Yeah, just fill with power and greed and just they can't let it go.
They take what they want, and how Lisa was saying that the people shouldn't have to protect themselves from each other like that, but there is this element, this energy that's influencing the people here of just take what you want, don't worry about it, the very selfish, kind of aggressiveness. So I was looking to see where does that origin, the element of that kind of energy come from, because it seems like universe wide, but we're just like a microcosm of this epidemic that service itself.
Oh yeah, well, it goes. I mean, it goes on for magician energies. It really just beings that can control the planet with their own consciousness. They can make it rain. They can do anything with it. Yeah,
and that's kind of like what happened with Atlantis when it had that transition and beings were becoming more magic.
Yeah, and just that when beings feel like they can control anything, and they realize they can control people at the same time or anything. Animals fight back because animals are more spiritually connected. So animals like, what are you doing?
Yeah, they're in the flow.
Yeah, but humans obviously now humans can have that, but it's been deactivated. Humans can say, "What the hell are you doing with this?" But that's been turned off.
Now, when this transition happened in Atlantis, how long before the fall of it did that happen? How long was that? Kind of
1,000 years at least. Of course, it was faster than it is now. Everything slowed down. It took a long time. It wasn't fast. But once it was like slowly discovering it, and then they played with it, but they weren't deep into it, but slowly they started causing Earth changes. When the Earth shifted, they shifted, and they got darker.
So when you're saying time moved faster now, or did it move faster then?
Moved faster back then.
So was it in a
Slowly
different
fast.
revolution, a different part of space at that time?
Yes.
Yeah,
The
that's what I.
vibrations are higher. Yeah. Yeah. It was in a different location.
Yeah,
Planet. Yeah. It's like this world when it finally went to the third dimension. It was I would put it here where it's currently at for it to just tucked away, where it's protected. So this solar system is highly protected by Mars. Say what you want about Mars. It's still protecting this Earth.
Yeah, they don't mess with Mars.
No.
That's like a bully of a brother.
Yeah,
But
I mean, this planet could easily wipe out Mars, and you could say it kind of did. So, yeah, there's multiple realities on that. Earth invading Mars.
It did it, but yeah,
it was invaded again.
Are we a particularly interesting planet, or is it just interesting to us because we're here?
Well, it's interesting because it's forgotten so much. It's amnesia.
Okay, there's not many.
Other realities can remember spirit guides, spirit beings, teleport, telepathy, sexual relations with like 4 other beings or whatever they want to do. They have knowledge. Here, you can't remember anything.
Yeah.
You can't remember yesterday.
People like to blame the moon for that.
That's true. Now, where does your forgetfulness come from? Does it come from the moon? Does it come from the sun? Does it come from the Earth? Does it come from Mars? It can come from different places for different people.
We're just getting it from all that.
Yeah, and so it's like, what can it take to shut you down? That's why the reptilians are here to shut people down, is because if one's too open, it really derails everybody else. Like you might be ready, but others are not. So yeah, that's why so many people get abused and stuff, because you're too powerful. You need to be shut down.
Yeah, that's why Lisa has arthritis.
No, it's why I have Lizzie living in the house. Can you talk more about the golden reptilian that's in my house that I had to make peace with?
It used to be a sister of yours. It used to be backstabbing in the past, but as so that reptilian just feel like it's hard-headed. I guess similar to yourself in some ways. Just doesn't. When I see her energy, I see Wonder Woman or the Amazonians. I see that, but you're there too, and 2 of you just keep fighting among each other. So it's like to death do its part. She's going to be there forever with you.
So it's
almost lifetimes. Yeah.
So we're bickering.
You're healing that, but sort of yes, sort of no. So,
okay. So I want to go back to CERN because this kind of goes into a dream I had. You have this big piece of equipment that's basically sucking energy, money, and everything out of. But I also see it being like a fly going in there and tweaking something that the human wouldn't find in order to shut it off.
Mm-hmm.
Does that happen?
Yes, it does.
Like a screw, or
yes,
just some monkey wrench.
Yeah, a being goes in and messes with it usually, which it ends up being called human flaw, human error, when actually there's a being there to influence that human to mess things up. So. Or yes, a screw would come out, yes, and that would be an influence to shut it down too. Yes.
So is it like using technology to like create a little hook or something into our reality that lets then beings change it? It's like, okay, now that we have this, we can actually do a little like pull on the planet or something like that.
Well, yes, there are like 10 beings there. A lot of them are Palladian, keeping an eye on it constantly. I mean, even your galactic federations are watching it from their ships to
Oh
make sure it
wow!
doesn't cause any trouble. Yeah, they want to
But
remove it. They can't.
it was. Did we have permission to put it there, or was this really just the
Just like the
elites?
atomic bomb, yes.
Ah, okay, okay. It's one of these
it's yeah,
apps.
it's like you get in the car and you just drive if you don't know how to drive.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
So
kind of the
we
same. You got to figure things out. But once you build it, it's going to be stopped if it's going to cause any trouble.
okay.
Now, if you're a part of a different reality, they would allow it to. It has done some. It has messed things up here every now and then. But that's part of what your collective chose. It's allowing.
Yeah.
So, like an alien being wants to stop it, and they can't stop it. That means it had to happen here.
Mm-hmm.
Just like your virus situation, that had to happen. You know, a lot of alien beings are always stopping that, but somehow this one got through.
Yeah.
So
there is a. It's kind of like what you were saying about human trafficking, where it's good in the long. I mean, it's not good, but it's good in the long. It helps create.
Yeah.
Okay.
It has human. There's a lot of lessons to be learned upon it.
Right.
That is connected to the Orions, slavery, slave worlds. Yes, it's not pretty, but it's a lesson that has not been solved yet. You can solve it. It just takes a while.
But in the cycle of things, humans are just some other species chicken.
Yeah.
They don't call it chicken, but something like that. Yeah.
Tastes like
Yeah,
chicken.
I mean, it's something that it's like, there's like, it's a food. It's like we eat the chicken, and then in their circle, they eat us. So it's a circle of life forms.
Yes. Well, some beings don't want that here, but others, yeah.
Well, no, I don't prefer my kids to go missing, but there is an understanding about, and I'm not an advocate for human trafficking at all. I will fight you tooth and nail, but it is an understanding that we are in that piece of the circle that we get eaten. Just like, if a dinosaur was to come along and T-Rex was come along and pluck us off the ground, he didn't know anything more than we're a piece of meat.
Yeah.
We're dinner.
Yep. Well, only because you're in a third dimensional level. If you're in a fourth dimensional level, this wouldn't be happening. Yeah, there'd be versions of it, but nothing like it is now. Because you're at a physical realm, you're just easy prey because you don't remember anything.
Yeah.
So it's been shut down.
And is that going to change?
You're changing it now.
So we're changing it now.
It's just very slow because most of the consciousness does not want to remember. They think everything's fine and just the way it is. But many of you are, so you're working with it. So it's like you're on a ship and the ship was going towards a storm and you're trying to steer it away from that. And you are steering away from it. It just takes, it's very, very slow.
It'd be nice if our design wasn't so fragile, and we had the injuries, repercussions to be able to actually heal ourselves from, so it wouldn't be.
That
but I guess part of being human.
Well, yes, that's why the body can get hurt so bad. So it learns its lesson. That's why bones in here are so fragile. Don't do that again.
Stick with you your whole life.
Yeah, figure it out. Yeah, be more. It just when you have a fragile body, be careful, and then you don't do that.
Well, I mean, compared to most animals here, yeah, we are easy pickings. Humans are eaten by a lot of predators on this planet.
Yeah.
So having an alien eat us is just us being offended that we're not on the top of the food chain.
Yeah, well, there's always someone.
Agree.
Yeah, there's always a bigger fish, and that's going to go on forever, as you know. And thing is, there's other humans controlling humans here, just like humans have humans for slaves. So,
yeah,
think about the humans that betrayed humanity that are controlling. Some of them are CEOs, but it goes further than that.
There's a lot of those, yeah.
I mean, you're already seeing it already. through the power of weight, how they're just those that you know, seeing how they abuse human rights and all that.
But it's connected to our survival. I mean, we don't want to see our kids going through that. We don't want to see our loved ones going through that.
No, but
And
your
there's
kid decided to go through it though.
that's the unconditional part that is so
Mhm.
hard to accept.
Yeah, they agree to it.
Yeah, they came into this world eyes open, like
Mhm.
we did.
Yeah,
But we don't remember.
yeah, the hard lessons that the children have to go through. Abuse of any type, they're aware of it. It's just getting through it, is the thing, and that's why you have the loving family that help them through it.
Yeah, the tricky thing is we look at children as innocent, but that soul, inhabiting that body, probably did some dirty stuff back in the day that they had to sign up for something like that. Yeah.
In some cases, but also souls that have always been, goody two shoes, they got to go through major lessons too.
That's
sometimes
true.
worse.
Welcome to Earth.
Because they haven't been through anything. It's like it's your turn to. I mean, you're here. It's your turn to take in, live it hard.
Expansion of the soul, seeing it from all sides, right?
Yeah, some have had it so good that sometimes they're the hardest one. Those have had so if you had like a bad lifetime, I think some of you know this, and then you go through something bad here, it's like, well, yeah, because you knew this. It's like, of course you're going to go through karma here. But if you've always had it good, but then you have to have a lesson, sometimes it's worse. He's like, why is this bad thing happening to me? Why is all these bad things happening to me? Yeah. So.
Yeah, it's probably, I guess they fall into the victim mentality trap right off the bat instead of suffer.
The worst. Yeah. Sometimes the worst. Yeah.
Right. Well, thank you for that. Michael, you got a question?
Yes, I'm not sure, maybe 4 years ago or 3, there was a cigar-shaped object that was going through, not through the Earth, but passing through, and there was like a SSP ship that was ready to go, and they aborted it and went in it, and I heard their story, but I don't know if do you recall what I'm talking about?
Some of it. What is it that you want to know about it?
As much as you could tell me, because I've heard what Corey Good had to say about it, because he, gosh, can anybody else know what I'm talking about? It was 3 or 4 years ago. There was a large that went by the Earth.
Well, there's a lot of ships that go by the Earth.
Well, this one caught everybody's attention because it was a scar-like thing. It was kind of like disclosure because they put it out there as being some kind of Palladian, and it was just thrown out there.
What I'm talking about was like a large piece of rock.
Yeah, but it was there to be boarded. It was soft disclosure, but it was never to really have a huge impact here. Is what you can say they got through the lines of not being stopped because they're outside the Earth. I believe they're outside the Earth. So yeah, it was like an exchange. That's all I'm seeing there. You looking for something like deep with that? There wasn't really anything. They're told to leave.
Yeah, they said that they went aboard and they found like some bodies that were encapsulated, or I don't know. I didn't know if you had any more information on it.
Some just have an emotional connection to it. We don't connect. We're not seeing any bodies there. We're just, I don't know. Corey Good, we feel like a lot of manipulations around him.
Yeah, that's why I was asking you.
Energy doesn't feel right around him. Unfortunately.
Okay, well, that's good.
So
yeah,
some of the things might be programmed into him to make him think he's right, but we don't think he's always correct though.
Yes, that's exactly why I wanted to ask you. So yes, thank you.
I mean, that ship came by. Yes, it was boarded. After bodies being on there, we're not seeing any, but there might have been, but we're not seeing any. So, with him, I believe he got a distorted view of that reality. But that ship is part of disclosure, though. But he is there to kind of profit from it, you can say.
Looking bait kind of thing.
Yeah, he's doing a lot of profiting off of things. And it all lights on him now because of that. He knows it. He's in denial, but he knows it.
It's just his discernment is, yeah, he's not really using it. He's more blinded by his ambition.
Yeah, ego.
Right.
Oh yeah, his ego is completely blinded everything. Because of the fame. If he didn't get the fame, he probably would never gone as far as he has.
That's what happens.
Going to
these people run into glass ceilings of their own doing.
Yeah, they wanted more and more, and he gave you more and more, but how much is the truth was?
Right. It's more like clickbait, it seems.
Well, yes, he's also similar to like an evangelist.
Right. Yeah.
He's just like a TV
figurehead for the movement, right?
Yep.
Which is like because it gets people, I guess into the conversation, but for the average Joe, it doesn't give them credibility or the spiritual community.
Oh, it's a lesson for the spiritual community.
Yeah.
Do they want to learn that lesson? That's the thing.
Exactly right.
Well, it did open up. It was a good starter when I started looking at it. It was a good starter to bring it into conversation, like Bobby said. But at some point, after his ego got so to a certain point, I almost get this feeling like an energy kind of stepped in and cut him off.
Yes.
Was that?
Well, yes. So he was allowed to go to a certain level because that's what people needed to make it exciting for him. It was part of their disclosure into all of this. But after a while, he was just abusing it. So they took it away. So he's in complete denial.
So was that an agreement of both parties, of both positive and negative, to stop him?
Yes, but it was he made it exciting for people to get, like I said, involved with this disclosure movement. So they saw the positives with it, but yeah, then he started abusing it. So,
okay.
So,
thank you.
So yeah, he made it exciting. It's not as exciting as he thinks it is.
I have a change of pace. I a question. Personal question about the dream this morning, but I can't remember any of the dream, but I didn't write anything down. Are you able to tap into that little information? Are you able to tap in?
what was your feeling of the dream? Why'd you make you want to remember the dream?
It seemed like there was something significant about a step of now I'm seeing another side of this that I haven't seen before. That was the feeling.
Well, part of it has to do with your roommate's energy is there.
Oh, still him. Oh, wow. Okay, yeah.
But it doesn't mean it's all him. Something to do with your mother also, like you're learning some of the lessons that she taught you that you're finally figuring out here in this reality. Even her herself wasn't sure aware of what she was giving to you. Because we feel that she channeled a lot.
Oh.
And it wasn't even aware. Sometimes other beings would talk to her through her, see you.
Yeah.
That's what we're picking up on. So your mom's kind of alien, actually.
Oh, she's quite the character.
Yeah, but your dream is it's like it's the knowledge of that dream is ingrained into you now. Now it's going to be an awakening portion that will open up to you, but they don't have the time frame of when that's going to happen.
Okay.
I mean, more realization about yourself. I believe it has to do with something to do with sexuality, of how fluid you are with, more open you are with it. And just like you see in others that are kind of torturing themselves with it, and not just being more balanced with it. Just where they can just not be so in the closet with themselves and just be more open.
Yeah. That seems to that's a recurring theme of what I'm here for. I think of helping others calm down about whatever they're worried about.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And we love you, Tristan, for it.
We're here to bring a balance. but not everybody's here to want a balance, but you're hard bringing balance. It's kind of like what I get from your guides is like a lunchbox. Like you're preparing it for them, and you prepare it in a nice
Aw.
way.
Oh, that's so sweet. Okay.
And it's like, and you give that lunchbox to people,
Yeah.
and they don't
Yeah.
always aware, it just makes their day
Yeah.
a little bit better.
You should tap into Japanese lunchboxes. They are just the most amazing thing. What these women do for their kids, they're like works of art. Yeah.
So, well, yours it has white bread in it. So it feels like you're being just basic with it.
Okay, but it's
because it just a thermos we're getting. So it's not too much for people.
okay. Good. Yep. Just thank you. You guys are funny. Thank you.
Yeah. That came for your guides.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you, guides.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, while you're still here, yeah, it's basically it's kind of like they do show you as like a kind of like a grandmother energy of but like of love. Think of it like that way. Not that you're a grandmother, but like care.
Yeah.
And just want to make sure that they get start their day. Those are the people that you connect with.
Yeah. I'll add some cheese whiz or something.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
I got a question about dreams. It's when we're dreaming at night, we could either be tapping into astral or just our own little dream state, correct?
Yes. Well, you can go to other. I see you going to other people's consciousness and try to expand their reality. How that goes is another story. It's not always with family. Usually it's with people. Sometimes politicians. It's all kinds of people.
And there was a dream that I had where I got confirmation that it wasn't actually an organic dream. It was a simulated test environment where I was tested to see what I would do. Is that a common occurrence? Because I don't really remember many dreams, but this one was so graphic. It was like I was in somebody else's body experiencing a tragic event where everybody in my village was killed. And I had the decision, of seeing these soldiers running away laughing of what they did, with the spoils they were able to take. And I could have let them away, but I ended up throwing like an axe into the back of their skulls.
So Phil, from what we get from that, it's like you came into that person's body because they couldn't handle that situation. And so you took the burdens of it. And that soul is still there, but you kind of protected that soul from going through the violence of that situation.
Yeah, because after it happened, I blacked out. Then I came back to, and I was pulling the axe out of her head. It was, it wasn't one of those dreams, where I usually have, but and I felt kind of guilty for doing that, but it felt right at the time. Yeah. But I felt instant regret after I did it.
For the time, it made sense, but because you felt regret because you're different here. But for that situation, that was how it needed to go. Is what we're seeing. We don't see a negative karma coming towards you either. But connected to your energy, though, we do see you like a Morpheus, like in the Matrix.
I feel that, right?
Yeah, you are in your own way, but you do a lot. Yes, you red pill a lot of people. So.
Like I'm the older one, and these kids coming in, they're the ones that are going to make these changes.
Well, look at that dream of killing somebody. Look what your soul has been through. But you can also, you've been through some terrible acts, but also you can show a lot of maturity too. Not that other souls need to go through what you went through.
Right. Yeah, I just take it as that was a good way for me to get over that victim mentality that I see I was struggling with.
Yes. Yeah, it's like you cut the cord. You have to go through a lifetime to cut that cord. If somebody can't get through it, yes, it has to go through a situation like that.
Yeah, so I guess it's just that peace of mind that I guess I acquired from those lessons that I guess it's translating over to my astral visits.
Well, this is a little bit extreme. Like some people can't get rid of souls. Like they incarnate with the same soul all the time. And they can't seem to connect it. So with a lifetime where they actually kill that soul, kill that being, sometimes that can cut the cord completely. Sometimes
Hmm.
it works. So that's extreme, but it does happen.
And so they bring me in for putting on like the finishing act or something like
No,
that.
that was just that situation. I believe you were teaching others
All right.
about what was happening there. They couldn't handle it. They got themselves in the situation, and you were there to finish it up. That's not something that you normally would do.
No, it didn't feel like it was real because it felt like an anime movie where I see the act moving in slow motion, like Steve Austin, $1 Million Man.
Yeah, well, because of those that were in that dream, it was just something that you had, like I said, had to do. So it was a lesson for others. Like I said, I don't see any karma coming to you at all for any of that. Just the remembering of it, but it felt like you owed somebody something there in that dream.
Interesting.
So,
all right, well, thank you for that.
I believe any karmic ties have been cut there. So
yeah, literally.
Yeah, literally.
All right, thank you for that.
Yes.
I have another quick question. Often when I go to sleep, I put on like meditation things or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I also have these English things from my youth. It's Mapanuccia, these cute fiction things that from my youth, and I listen and I fall asleep to it. With the meditation things, it's all about, okay, now you can listen. There's like millions on YouTube about going, you can clear your chakra, you blah, 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 blah. And since my goal is fall asleep, I can use either one. One is supposed to continue and work even as you're sleeping. The other one is just, I know what happens to the story. Is there an actual difference when I choose one or the other, or do these meditation things actually help, or can I, if I feel like it, just put on Mapanucci and chuckle at a story that I know, like kids, kids get the same story over and over again.
Well, the meditation music does connect you to astral. Now you can connect to it without it, but it feels like you need some kind of music to play in the background for you to ease into it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a lot to do with your emotions, so you can come back into your body. It's like you hear the music when your soul is out dancing and doing it. It listens to that meditation music to when to come back in.
Oh, that is cool. Okay.
The signature of it. So it can find other ways, but that's one way of finding itself back.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, so that's why you listen to it. You might not getting a lot to it, but it does make it as calming for you.
Yeah,
which is good. Yeah, it relaxes you. That's all it has to do.
Okay, great. Thank you.
So my question is that some of us have overlapping areas, like for instance, Ramses, being part of his family, another person being whispering, trying to get him to listen to the voice of reason. Some of us were white lions. Some of us, myself and another person's mom, are seraphim. How does this group, is there a deeper connection to this group? Have we spent lifetimes together, multiple lifetimes together?
Thank you for asking that, Lisa. I've been wondering that too.
Oh, this group here?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh. Well, first off, Ramses the second, your father has some of his energy.
Yeah.
Energy. So that stubbornness, arrogance.
Yeah.
That was a very heavy there, Lisa.
Yeah.
Believe me, that's right on the nail. And yeah.
Surprised it didn't try to build a pyramid somewhere in your backyard.
Or
get somebody to do it and take credit for it.
Dad was the character. Dad got kicked out of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Okay.
Oh, wow.
In the 1960s. So Dad was fearless. Dad was in Vietnam, and Dad saw something, and I am not allowed to. He has blocked me from even being able to find out what he saw.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it does feel like an alien energy there, but that's our perspective.
I think
Well,
it scared him.
Yeah, there's a gray energy there.
Okay.
And it wasn't friendly either.
Was it one that shot him out of the helicopter?
Yeah, I could see him doing that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. A soft disclosure for him. But those in this group, yes, you've known each other multiple lifetimes. You found some ways of connecting to each other in little ways. This is more of like a kind of like a soul group at this point. It's on a ship or many ships that are communicating from the fourth dimension to the third dimension. So you're all working together in some form. Doesn't mean it has to be heavy, but you are, yeah, you're here to just keeping an eye on the earth and, you know, putting the little pieces together for its ascension too. Basically making sure the ascension, you know, arrives as it's, you know, on time, you can say. It doesn't mean there's a time frame of it, but that it be successful. So connecting here is just connecting here. You can connect in the fourth dimension all, but connecting the physical is a big deal. Even if it's just something small like this, it's still, you know, because you're connecting each other's energies and like allowing more of the ascension energy to increase.
I always felt like that as being part of this creation.
Yes.
Being here as a creator and part of the creation, that it's kind of like protecting the beauty of this creation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. The protect timelines, but also to do with future generations when they start waking up to all this. And those of you doing this, kind of like the rock stars, you can say.
A question for you, connecting through Ivan to us, choosing to do that. Is why do you choose to come through that way? Does that give you more understanding or more influence?
Well, we are curious about your world. I mean, we thought it was you say humorous to connect to you. It's like, who's gonna believe this deep space entity?
Oh, we'll believe anything.
Yeah, so there's cooking shows. There's Martha Stewart in the nether regions, you can say. That's some beings actually watch it. For example, there's a lot of things here. Yeah, we do watch. Well, we do projection, so we can connect to the consciousness here and project it on like a screen and watch Martha Stewart, watch The Rock. Kind of, some of our fans, you know, like, wow, look at that guy and all his muscles. What's up with all that?
Wow.
Why do you need all that for?
Oh, good. Okay. So we keep you entertained. That's good.
Yeah, a lot of insect beings are just like, they just find this world fascinating. Yeah, they can have their own Earth collections. You know, this energy, so they can just watch it. It's like, wow, never seen that before. Like cars, what's a car? It's like I can get on a ship or I can just teleport. What do I need a car for?
Now, and this all comes basic or part of the reason all this exists is because we're cut off. This comes from our lack of we don't know this, and so we come up with these crazy things that kind of work on this level, but anyone else would kind of go, well, wow, gee, that's going around the long way.
Yes. Okay. Humans here are our celebrities and other realities. No, yeah, just your average Joe could be a celebrity on another planet. These alien schools, yeah.
We're like looking at a time machine, right? Say for their ancestors, you know, the development we're going through with their history too.
Yes, you get up and go to work and do this process, and other beings are just flabbergasted by that. It's like
yeah, we've heard that.
Cavemen.
Yeah, never heard of such a thing.
Yeah, it's like they said something about brushing teeth was fascinating. It was like, what?
Yes, flossing.
What?
Yes.
Yeah.
Breath spray, combing one's hair. All the things you have to do. Yes, taking a bath is a strange one. Yes.
Is there anything that if you were human, what was there anything that you would like to do?
Yes, have very nice hair. Yes.
Well, Ivan's got that, so
But also have attractive people around me all the time because that seems to be what people like. But I'm not sure why I need them, but people seem to like.
yeah, I think it's more insecurity than anything else. But yeah, okay.
Yes, but at least it gets you to talk with people. People come to you and talk to you.
Oh, okay. Well, we're talking to you now, so
Yeah,
and we don't even know what you look like, so
exactly. Well, I'm just
yeah.
a consciousness, so I don't really look like much. But there is a lot of insectoids out where I am.
Oh, is it right? Oh, good. Well, hi everyone.
Praying mantis.
Of course. Yes, I believe Michael, you want to say something? I feel like he wants to say something.
Yes, just a quick question. So Lisa is a seraphim angel, and so is my mom, and I feel like they have worked together a long time ago. Is that true, or?
Yes. Babel, the Babylon, Babel, yeah, Tower of Babel, yes.
I
It's
knew
in the
it. I
name.
knew it. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so
Thank you.
did the Tower of Babel start out positive and then they taken over?
Yes, yes. It was always questionable though. Technically, it was never really fully positive. What I can say. Just like the pyramids, those aren't really fully positive either. They had a hint of darkness there.
More of a magical time?
Yes.
Now, could that actually be a very good solution to balancing things to include a little bit of darkness within
Of course,
a
it makes
good?
it more
Yeah,
interesting. Yes.
yeah. Okay.
You can always go positive or dark. Let's see what you can do.
Yeah. Good.
You always have a choice.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. One of my goals now is making peace with the darkness and
Yes.
within me and learning
Yes.
to love it. Like, oh wow.
Exactly. Having it for dinner. Yes.
Yeah.
Instead of
Yeah.
trying to criticize and learn from them instead.
Yep. I've had moments of actually being moved to tears and being quite
Yes.
going, oh, I can't believe my whole life I've been blaming you and running from you and trying to like
Yeah.
get rid of you when in fact you are the half of the reason that I'm here and you know what, just so much love for which is not what the darkness wants, but that's what I have. Yeah. So
Well, yes, and that's well, you're known to be like a peace negotiator. So like people that have problems with blaming reptilians for everything, you're the one that would be having the person blaming reptilians and the reptilians at dinner
yeah, that makes
to
sense.
sort things out. Yeah.
You need
And I,
Lizzie's help?
Oh yes, send her
Lizzie?
over. Yeah,
Yeah,
send her
send
over.
Lizzie. Yeah, the Amazon. Yeah.
yeah, Amazon princess, yes.
Yeah. Wow, interesting. Thank you.
So I have a question about a dream that kind of feeds into that same thing. So I've been on missions in astral, but instead of having like people there, it's my cats, it's my crew. It's like going into a place where I've been before, but now we're all there together, and my cats, my crew, my Amazon princesses are going in before me to check things out. That sound
So
about right?
yes, that is right. Yeah. Because you are of royalty, um, you've come to a level where you don't have to be in that position anymore of checking things out. You can say it's royalty, you can say whatever you want, but it's like you've already been in that role. You don't want to be in that role anymore.
I've earned my stripes.
Exactly, but you're still very humble. You're still equal with everyone, though. So it's just that you have
It,
knowledge that they don't have, and they're gaining it through you.
okay. And another dream, one of my cats that just kind of walked out of my life, he was back in astral. And I had asked him, his name is Loki, he is a Siamese. I asked him, I was shocked to see him, and I was like, where have you been? And there was another creature there with him. Can you talk more, but can you kind of fill me in on why he was there and what was with him? What was he protecting?
Well, it's just protecting you. I believe it's another side of yourself that you're not aware of. It does feel like a darker side of yourself that has not been healed yet. So I believe he's just showing it to you. It seems like a Siamese energy around him.
There is, he is.
So yeah. And so it's a reptilian side of you have not come to terms with. You haven't healed yet. That you're not always aware it's even there. And sometimes it's connected to your father's energy. Basically, I believe your father at one time was as a black magician, and you were the daughter.
Yeah.
You're the daughter that shut him down a lot. And there's just a reptilian energy that has not fully healed. There's some trauma energy there, it seems. Because he was out of control.
So I've had that this week was kind of hard, and it kind of fed into that too, because I had another friend's daughter who overdosed, and when I got on social media to check on it, I had found out that people had blocked me, and I'm like, why are you blocking me? I haven't been on. I don't do social media. Why are you blocking me? What is this deep divide that you feel like you need to block me? And I didn't grow up with my father, and I was a very touchy subject with him. But when I finally came back into his life, there was a peace that was made. And then these friends are blocking me. What is it about me that causes people to shut completely down and force me completely out of their lives? The ex was like that as well too. It's either love or hate.
Well, yeah, so you have intensity about you that some don't feel like they can handle. So your energy can be like a storm. Because you are kind of you scan them. You find their vulnerabilities too. And they just can't handle the vibration you put out there. So they just, I guess, block you because they just don't want to. Yeah, it's an insecurity with them.
Okay, it's not like facing the truth.
Yeah, they don't want to see it. Well, yeah, just your version of the truth or how you approach it. They don't want to hear it through you, it seems. They want to warn it some different way. One more subtle, because you just throw it right at them. They're not ready for that.
Yeah, I'm pretty direct.
Yeah, they can't handle the directness. It's too direct. I mean, you make a great spirit guide.
I can go right with grandma too, right?
But you've been a spirit guide that was too much for some people too, and you had to be moved out because they can't handle the directness. So you probably know that.
And I guess that leads into grandma and being able to get along with grandma when nobody else would. Okay.
Yeah.
And then other.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
There was one other dream where I'm scanning through like a mugshot book, and I'm just flipping pages of people's faces. And I have no idea who I'm looking for or why I'm looking for, but I am looking for someone, and I have no idea why I'm doing this searching. Can you enlighten me on some of that?
Well, it seems to be, working for yourself. There's consciousness within you that have not stuff about yourself you've forgotten that you're here to. And it's within people that you've known in your past to help you remember about yourself. So it's not always going to make itself completely clear, but it just past life connections. I believe there's more to it than that, but just
okay. I'll take it to a private.
Yeah, fragmented.
We'll do it.
Yes.
We'll do it in a private session. Okay. Anybody else?
Since we're gonna probably be wrapping up, about a few minutes or so, just ask if there's any personal messages. But
sorry, I have a question.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, please.
Curious, how can we accelerate activating all our 12 DNA strands?
Start with one first. Somebody want to get to 12. Have you activated one of them? Yeah.
Yes, I want. Yeah, that. I want to know how we can find out how many
Wait.
strands we already activated?
Well, it seems like you have 6. You have 12, but 6 is one you need to worry about, not worry about. So you're still working on your first one, is what I can say. It's in your intentions. There's no rush. I know everyone wants to rush. The world's not going anywhere, but it's just basically knowing about your abilities. It's like, what do you plan on doing with this 12 strands?
Well, I heard that once we have all 12 strands, we get our powers back. So from there, I want to do service to others and see where I can help have more discovery there.
Yes, we realize that it may want to help others here, but the world is not ready for those powers yet. But yes, you can concentrate on your powers. Yes, telepathy, a strong energy, and also a connection to animals. So just allowing it just to be, explore what powers are come to you now, and your other strands will open up over time. Just work with what you have now, and others, because the world is very, it's a jungle out there. So,
Right.
but yeah, just work with what you have and more. It's like people want, you're in a house, but people aren't always thankful for what they have. Before other things can happen, furniture can come in, other things. So yeah, work on with your abilities that you feel like you can connect with now, and the other 12 will activate over time.
Okay. Thank you. Blessings.
And it's also that we are still doing things even though we're not aware of it.
Yes, correct.
So we can take our time discovering about ourselves. It's not as though as we discover, we'll be doing a lot more. We'll just be more aware of what we're doing.
Well, yes, like the 12 strands of DNA, that's a very good subject matter. But think about, what if that in your 12 strand is just not to be paranoid, not to give into fear. People talk about fear all the time. Paranoia is right. Actually, I would say that's number 1 compared to fear. Somebody get paranoid about every religion.
Yeah. So, do other people have questions?
Yes, I have one. If anybody else doesn't.
Yes, go ahead.
The Archons, were they originally from Saturn? A long time ago.
Around other universes, other places. Your Earth, some of them came from Saturn. Orion, I would say most of them came from.
How would the Archons rank on the beings that you've seen from other universes, as far as like questionable figures?
Oh yeah, it's the highest of the highest. One of them, ranking 5 out of 10. Yeah, they're pretty high.
Interesting.
Their shape-shifting abilities, they can appear as you have a lot of politicians from other planets here that are here physically. They're here some are from Saturn, just causing all kinds of chaos. They found a way in. They found a way to get their beings here to cause trouble here. Until humans can figure it out, they're going to be here for a while. So yeah, you have invaders currently.
Was that humans, selling out and inviting them?
Yes. Yeah, they found a way to get their people.
Because it had to be done on this end, so they needed willing participants.
Yeah. They just, the Bush family sold themselves out, so that allowed other beings to manipulate. Your CIAs and all that. Yeah, they're all sold out.
All right. I got a question about personal question. I see animals resonating, curiously around me. Like they're getting closer and they want to interact, and I want to interact, but I seem to scare them off because I don't know how to kind of extend that bridge to them. In those situations, how do I kind of open up lines of communication with animals that I feel want to get inside of my circle?
Oh yeah, just keep your mind open to your mind open to telepathy conversation. They might not say anything, just like humans. They have a lot of human attributes. They just see you as like, oh, that's connected to you.
Yeah. Notice that with the birds.
Yeah, the birds are very protective. of them.
Right. Of
Yeah,
course.
they say, why are these humans here? What we have to put up with them? Some birds like that. Others just love humans. So the birds that are singing to humans, they love humans. They just want to sing all day long. Yeah.
So kind of just stay open-minded, or in those cases, I guess I'm kind of disattached from the flow because they're more in the flow things with the planet, and if I
Yeah.
was to kind of tune into the planet more, I'd be able to speak their language in a sense.
Yes, if you're out in the city. If you're out more in nature, like Mount Shasta or somewhere, and just out there for like 2 weeks, you'll feel nature talking to you all the time.
Yeah, definitely. I was there. I didn't want to even leave. I was there for only 1 week, and I had to get back to my home. But it was telling me there, and no, I had no reason at all to go back. But yeah, I don't know what you're saying.
Yeah, well, because you're needed where you're at. That's why.
Right. That's what I felt in my heart. I had to get back.
Yeah, it just you can always bring it nature, but the city needs your nature, your vibration. Yeah. And
Yeah, I
you
was
are
right.
shutting down archons.
Yeah, the sad thing is I was, riding a high coming back into town, and then once I took my first shower, it was all gone. The feeling completely muffled out.
That was done on reason so you can be part of everybody else.
Right. I was just back. It was like everything that happened before was kind of erased, and I was right back in the swing of things.
Now, I do see you going into the dream realms and shutting down dreams, like nightmares that even like kids go through. You're there to clear out those beings.
Right.
With kids, mostly kids, due to kids manipulation there.
I get like a teddy bear energy.
Yeah.
Where I'm the one scaring the monster. I'm the teddy bear.
Exactly. Yeah, you do show up as a clown sometimes to scare them.
Yeah.
But not the kid. You're not there to scare the kids.
No, yeah.
But yeah, you're there protecting a lot of children in their dream states. People too, but most of the kids because they're so easy to attack.
Yeah, I'm like their own personal monster. Scare the other monsters out of there.
Well, yeah, you're kind of like the monster in the closet, something like that.
Right.
But this just shows the presence. It's also intimidation for the other beings. It's like, oh, he's there, isn't he? Most of the beings don't know that you're there, but yeah, some of them. Now, the beings that you shut down, yeah, they're like creatures. They're like little midget beings. They're just kind of monster-looking things.
Yeah, I've seen those in my dreams.
Yeah. So, and that's the reason why you don't remember your dreams too, because you are doing kind of like detective work, you can say.
Yeah.
You are seeing where they're heading, what they're trying to do.
Yeah, it would kind of make me a target, knowing too much, I guess. That's the kind of justification I make for,
It would. It's like, yes, everybody's living in two different worlds. You have your dream world and this world, and that one just interferes with this one too much. It's just, you don't need it. There's some things that can show up, but
I'd completely lose touch with, my grounding here, right?
Yeah. I mean, you'll find that, this world's kind of slow, obviously, because of the manipulations from the lower realms are so heavy here. There's actually, like you see in the movies, like giant monsters and stuff. Yeah, those do exist.
Yeah, you've probably seen.
Yeah, they do roam around, and you just don't see it. Like some people go crazy because they're there, don't even realize the thing is there. So
yeah, I've seen like a spirit dragon, just right behind them. Oh, it's just the head behind them.
There's also purple dragons that blow like balloon type of. They're really happy. They send off energies to the earth. Yeah, it's very cartoon-like in other dimensions.
Yeah,
psychedelic in a good way, though.
Right, an Alpha Centauri vibe.
Yeah, just beings are just so loving, just funny. Even clowns can be funny. Yes, there's some scary ones, but there are also some ones that are absolutely hilarious. Because you can feel in the vibration. They're just there to bring laughs, literally, instead of just being scary.
Yeah, I feel like I've created constructs, these consciousnesses as a child that visit me sometimes in my dreams.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, in your dreams as a child, you actually scared yourself.
Yeah, I feel like that. Yeah, because I was addicted to horror movies too, so I put those thoughts in my head, to give me plenty of, things to work with in astral.
Yes. Well, yeah, that's working with your darkness. In some of those beings, you have been. in some reality. Yeah, just to experience it.
Yeah, the ones that keep popping back in my head every so often. I keep thinking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, very interesting. Thank you for that.
So yeah, when you have like the Wizard of Oz or Alice in Wonderland, that shows that those realms, yeah, they're not really for kids because there's so many different layers to them. I mean, they can be shown to kids because kids can take anything, but there's higher dimensional beings that work there.
It's a lot of Disney's influences, right? Stuff
Yeah,
that kids that.
that's wizardry.
Right.
They didn't realize that at the time. Really, they don't really realize what they were doing. Not at the full capacity. Somebody does though.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Like Peter Pan and all that.
Yes, and yeah. Okay. All right. I believe we're going to exit. So, blessings to you all. Yes, it's been fun sending you energies from the psychedelic realms. From
Blessings.
deep
Thank you.
space. Yes.
Blessings.
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 Blessings.